accusation of fraud. She got fired for how she acted. I just feel like anybody that was thinking that they were promised $700 or think they made $700 their shift.
Gang, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be talking about Olive Garden. I know Olive Garden has a sketchy past, in my opinion. There's been some controversies that have happened, over the last year and this year that's kind of just really turned me off from Olive Garden. But this story that I'm going to share with you guys today is some straight up BS. And after today and hearing this story, I really am done with Olive Garden. Because it's just like, no, you're wrong. Before we begin, y'all hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and all that good stuff. And turn on notifications so that when I drop a video, you get notified. There was a server that worked at Olive Garden that got tipped $700. And I will admit, when I heard the story, I'm like, $700? What? But then when I saw the receipt and the message from the customer, I was like, okay, now I get it. He was just giving this out of the kindness of his own heart, right? Lo and behold, Olive Garden come up in here being hella shady. Hella shady. We're going to hear from the mom. We're going to hear from TikTok. And then we're also going to hear from the girl. I'm going to show y'all all the facts. We're going to break it down. We're going to get into it. But Olive Garden, just know that this is the last straw. And we are done with y'all. Ain't no clapping back. Ain't no coming back from this one. I'm done with y'all. Because I don't like the way they treated their staff and the customers. But let me pull up the video. Y'all know I be yapping. Okay, so we got the video pulled up. And I just want to say, shout out to the mom for riding for her daughter, standing on business, and not letting this go. I feel like this. People should keep their business off of social media, but there are also times where it is necessary to go to social media just to get a response from the headquarters, from the big ups. And it's kind of sad that people got to go through this, but it is what it is. But you know what? If I'm fighting for anything, I'm fighting for $700. That tip was that girl's, and I'll let the mom tell y'all what happened.
So I want to hop on here to give an update about the Olive Garden drama with my daughter. She was today indeed fired for her behavior from what happened yesterday. She received a $700 tip on a $30 tab from a regular customer that hadn't been in a while. Clearly,
they just couldn't believe that this man wanted to give her $700 and wasn't nothing funny going on with it. They just couldn't let that be.
Wrote out $700 on the tip. So she says it's rude to pick up the tab while the customer is still sitting there, so she didn't notice it until after he left.
Which is very true. I hate when they come give me my tab or pick it up when I'm eating, or like when you're in the middle of your meal and they bring you your bill, you be like, damn, are you telling me that I need to hurry up and eat? Because that's what it sounds like. But she is right. It is kind of rude to pick it up when the customer is like eating. But I have seen them pick up the tab while you're eating, and I have seen them come back to get the tab after you fill it out, after you leave and stuff. So I've kind of seen a little bit of everything.
And she took it to the manager. The manager told her to put 0 in the tab because that was just too much money to hand out and needed to be verified.
So The customer put $700 in the tip line. The manager is telling her that that is too much money to be tipped, so just put 0 in on the line. Already, to me, Foodie Gang, this is sounding very fishy, and it kind of sounds like the manager wants that money. Money, but it wasn't his money, and you know that. You know what you did was foul. And I'm just gonna play the video, y'all. Y'all know when I be talking about food, I be getting so like, I be getting so involved in these stories like I'm there.
Didn't tell her anything about how long it would take or if she'd even get her money or when she would get it once it's verified. So clearly she was upset because she's thinking that she's not going to get the money.
And I would be upset too. Who wouldn't be upset? I just got tipped $700 and you don't want to run me my money? And you want to play games about my tip money? But if somebody would have tipped you $700, I bet you would have made sure you got it. But because it was me, and okay, so the mother looks a little bit mixed, but the daughter is black. I just wanna put that there and put that on the table, Foodie Gang. I know we be talking about race, and I be saying people too eager for the race card, but I'm just gonna lay that on the table, and I want to set the scene for y'all, so y'all understand what's really going on here. Okay? Let's see what else you got to say.
Or doesn't know when she's going to get the money. The shift, they then told her that they could give her 20%. So they gave her $6 on the $700 tip.
I'm crashing out. I know, Foodie Gang, I'm so level-headed. But when it comes to money, bro, I just got tipped $700 and you're going to run me $6? Call the police. Because y'all got me fucked up. Oh my gosh. And you know, when you get, I've never been a server, but I have worked in the kitchen. But my sister was a server. I know a lot of servers. And they always talk about the tips. You just got $700 for a tip. That's a once in a lifetime thing. That never happens. And you're telling me that you're only gonna give me $6? Call the police. Cause I'm gonna crash out. And I'm cussing out everybody. See, I just wouldn't want to be in this situation because I would not have acted well. The mom was saying was this. If they are saying that it is a policy for Olive Garden when you receive a large tip that it has to be verified and you have to go through all these processes, cool. Call the corporate office and verify what they're saying. This tells me that the mom already does not trust the management. She already kind of thinks something shady is going on. But she also realized that right at the time that their hands are tied. So in this next video, we are going to go over what the actual receipt said and what the note from the customer said.
Have you guys heard about this? A single mother named Brooks Guys, who was working at the Olive Garden in Fayetteville, Georgia, received a $700 tip on a $32 tab, and Olive Garden didn't want to give it to her. They said they had to clear it first. One manager said it could take a couple days, but another one said it could take 120 days, so like 4 months.
Hell no. Too many games being played here. Too many conflicting reports. At least give her $100 on that $700. I feel like that would have been more fair than $6 fucking dollars. Like, bro, you're playing games here and you want people to stay calm while you do and play these type of games. And the fact that she is a single mom, as much as we talk about single moms being lazy, not wanting to work, popping our babies back to back. This woman is at work, minding her business, being such a great server that she's getting a $700 tip. And it's still a problem. They still found a way for her to be in the wrong. And that is crazy.
You'll see here on the bill, the person said, "Hey, Brooke, happy late Mother's Day. Haven't seen you in a long time. Glad I was able to stop by." And down here, they said, "Here is something to help with your journey. Love and blessings, $700. One manager said 1 to 2 days. Another said up to 120 days. This
Too many games here. The note from the customer was very sweet. And you see this girl working hard every time you come in here. And you know Mother's Day just passed. And God could have told him to give her that $700. And you know when God tells you to give, you just got to follow it through. Don't ask that many questions. Don't ask no questions. Just do it. But here Olive Garden comes with their greedy behinds, trying to get the money.
This morning, when she arrived for work, they decided to part ways over her behavior from yesterday and handed her paperwork stating,
surprise, surprise, the next day, when she returns to work, she gets fired for her behavior. Bro, I should have punched you in the face. I should have beat you up. I didn't do all that, so in my mind, I think my behavior was good. Considering what you guys are trying to do here. The day after she receives a $700 tip, she gets fired for her bad behavior. What happens to 3 strikes you're out? What happens to write-ups and warnings? What happens to firing people with probable cause? I think that Olive Garden may have just earned themselves a lawsuit with how they handle this.
Tips over a certain amount are subject to manager review. They also told her it could take up to 120 days to receive the money, and even called the police on her because she was crying and upset.
Are you kidding? They called the police on her? Yeah. You just stole $700 from her. Of course she's mad and crying and irate. Bro, as a single mom, it only takes one bad situation to push you over the edge and make you have a nervous breakdown because you're already tired and running on a little bit of fumes. Already you're stressed out. And we don't know what that woman went through for that day. Y'all so wrong, Olive Garden. And then you gonna fire her. So, you know when you get fired, they gotta have your checks there already ready to go. So did her check have that $700 bonus on it? Or what? And then, you know how when we had the Dr. Pepper jingle error and I was saying all the brands are commenting when there's positivity? Olive Garden actually did comment on this video, and I'm going to read it to you guys. To protect our guests and team members from fraud, we have a policy in place to verify tips over $500 or far above the check amount when a tip like this is given. The team member immediately receives a 20% tip on the check, and the remaining amount is provided once payment is successfully confirmed. In this case, we followed our policy for a tip that exceeded 2,000% on a $32 check, and we have verified that the tip was declined due to insufficient funds. This team member was not terminated because of the tip that was left on the check, and we have shared all this information directly with her. Garden, y'all know y'all being shady as hell. You know you are. And then Abby responded, she said, that all makes sense, but why wasn't that explained to her when the tip was received? Exactly. And then it's like, okay, you have this policy, well, why have you never told this policy to the servers? And instead of Olive Garden apologizing, y'all gonna double down? Okay. Keep that same energy in court. I hope they sue y'all, Olive Garden, because you dead wrong. You're not right in this situation. And they mentioned that the payment was declined. I'm going to tell you guys why it was declined. And we're going to hear from the tipper himself why it was declined. Because the mother knew something was shady was going on, and the tipper knew something shady was going on. Everybody in this situation knew something shady was going on besides the server, who was actually doing her job and was doing a great job at it. Hence, the $700 tip. I'm going to pause it really quick. This is actually the girl, and the first woman talking was her mother. And so this is Brooklyn.
Of fraud. She got fired for how she acted. I just feel like anybody that was thinking that they were promised $700 or think they made $700 their shift, who already works hard, who's there 7 days a week. I would literally show y'all, like, I used to work my ass off at Olive Garden. Completely threw me off when they were like, well, you're not getting your money. And then they gave me $6.
I have seen people in the restaurant industry crash out for a lot less. Bro, $700 and you're going to give me $6? They should have at least given her $100.
I told the manager, I was like, I can't go to this next table. Like, I'm literally in tears. Like, I'm just so upset. Like, I said, can somebody else take it? Can I go home? She's like, you still have a job to do. I was putting in the order, and she just comes and starts yelling in my face. I think anybody's reaction would be super upset. I was furious. I was beyond it. Because I'm like, okay, you're giving me $0 in my head because you told me to zero out the check. You're giving me $0, which they ended up giving me $6.
Okay, so like I said, we are going to hear from the tipper himself. And this is what he said. Because he noticed some shit was going on too that wasn't right. He said, hey, just wanted to give you the final update. After I seen everything going on, I locked my card in an attempt to block the tip from coming out. They updated the original charge of $32, which was his bill, to $38 and some change. So only a $6 tip. So keep this in mind. They are not inputting the bill the way that he wrote it. Then tried to charge an entirely separate transaction of $6.93. That's not normally how tips come out. So on top of my card being locked, my bank automatically flagged and declined the charge. I can confirm they did not get the money from me, only about $6. I'm really sorry you're going through this. I knew it was weird when I tried to ask for you specifically, and they said your section was full when clearly it wasn't. We've talked separately about the money, so we're on the same page. But let me know if there's anything else I can do to help with your situation. Can attach a screenshot of the updated charge when I get off work. And she replied, thank you. They told me it was no longer their concern. Laugh out loud. He had the money in his bank account. He saw that Olive Garden was doing something fishy. So he locked his card and he said that his bank declined the transaction because if his bill was $32 and he tipped $700, why are we seeing $32, $38, and $6.93? And if they fired her the day after he gave that tip, right? She got fired. She no longer works there. Tell me why they tried to run the tip again, knowing that she didn't work there no more. Y'all, they were trying to get that money for themselves. And they was going to tip the kitchen out and tip everybody in there. They didn't want that one single mom to walk away with $700. They wanted the money. Alleged money was coming. And their tipper said, hell no. Nah. A GoFundMe was started for her. She also is a mother of a 4-year-old autistic son. So that adds a layer to the story of why she would even be working so hard and need the $700 so bad. This woman didn't do anything wrong. And yet and still, boom, she lost her job. But you know what? God has a way of blessing people. More blessings will come out of this situation. And sometimes jobs are just really hard and hard to work with. And sometimes you could just get a bad manager. And it's just terrible, terrible, terrible. Yeah, Olive Garden is definitely dead ass wrong in that situation. They did not want that woman to receive that tip money. And they did everything in their power, in my opinion, and allegedly, to make that not be possible. And the fact that they fired her, even if she had a bad attitude that night, was it so bad that you have to immediately fire her and call the cops? Oh my goodness. Olive Garden, you know you are so foul. So foul. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Hit the like, share, subscribe button. Check out these videos. Y'all stay tuned. This is a wild one. I'll see y'all in the next one. Thank you for watching. Make sure you check out these videos down below. And I'll see you in the next one. Foodie gang, gang, gang. Foodie gang, gang, gang.